Hi, and welcome back to Live at FDIC, brought to you by Firehouse Subs, the firefighter-founded hot sub chain with a passion for hearty and flavorful food, heartfelt service, and public safety. Ready for your next mission? Firehouse Subs is offering firefighters the opportunity to continue serving after service now as restaurant owners. Learn more at www.firehousesubsfranchising.com. Well, okay, we are here today. I've got Jim with Snap-tite here with me, and we are going to be talking about hose. We're going to be talking about what's new at Snap-tite. We're going to be talking about how it's working to revolutionize municipal firefighting, as well as a couple other topics. So, Jim, thank you very much for joining me today. I guess we've been. You just said right before we started, we've been kind of down this journey together
Yes.
over the past 2 years. With you coming to Snap-tite,
Right.
And I guess kind of take us down that road a little bit, and then let's talk about what's new with Snap-tite Hose.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, I see you, I think, more than I see my brother, so it's a friendly face. But yeah, I've been here, for a little over a year, so it's been a complete change as far as what we've been doing at Snap-tite. Basically, it's been building an infrastructure brick by brick, and of course, it all starts with people, bringing new people on board. We've hired over 90 people last year, solidifying our relationships with suppliers, and also reestablishing our relationships with our customers. So it's been a fantastic journey, and it's great to be here, second year. So different tone, different feel across the board for us. So it's been a lot of fun.
Good deal. So, how would you say, if you had to come up, not with like a definition, but how would you describe how you feel Snap-tite is revolutionizing municipal firefighting?
Well, I think a couple things. One, it all comes down to education. And being from outside the fire industry, trying to understand the challenges that firefighters have every day, I've had an opportunity to spend time in the field, spend time with firemen, also spend time with fire marshals to understand the anatomy of fire and how that's changing. There's also codes that are out there that are changing. Unfortunately, the firefighters don't necessarily have a seat at the table.
Okay.
So what I'm finding in this case, the substrates are different, the fires burn hotter, they burn faster, and those are things that we have to take into consideration when we're innovating hose.
When you take a look at Snap-tite, and you've been here, just about, well, I guess about a year and a half now. It was 2024 when you got there,
Yes.
maybe almost 2 years.
Right.
What would you say during your time there, speaking of learning and everything, that sets Snap-tite apart?
Well, I think a couple things. One, for me to understand, what the culture was like at Snap-tite. So when I started spending time on the floor, working first shift, second shift, third shift, understanding what people faced, and also realizing that people are the backbone of Snap-tite. We have people that have worked with this company for over 46 years. They're passionate. And one thing that I love about this industry is every hose that we put out, our employees feel like, it's their purpose, and they're proud of that. And there's not a lot of industries that you could say really create that emotional connection, with our factory workers, all the way through our salespeople, quality, marketing, human resources, really just building the relationships and also just reinforcing the culture change.
It's funny you say that, because any company in the fire, so any fire service supplier that I've ever visited, it is amazing how down on the factory floor, as they are putting those things together or manufacturing whatever it is, how they feel that they are also a part of saving lives.
Yes.
Their emotional investment in what they are producing, and knowing that it has to perform as advertised. There cannot be any defects or anything, because there could be lives at risk. And it's always been amazing to me, the pride that people take. And it sounds like that is a very similar culture at Snap-tite.
Yes, it is, and we basically kind of broke down the glass ceiling where there is no corporate hierarchy. Everybody can talk to anyone throughout the organization, which really is important, especially when it comes to unfiltered, conversations on how we can improve, and it's fantastic. I mean, I'll be honest, this is the best job I've ever had in my life.
So, I mean, as I've said on a couple of these podcasts this week, FDIC is very much about what is happening right now, what is available now. We're going to go to your booth, we're going to see what you can provide. But it does often also look toward the future.
Yes.
So if we're looking at the future of the Snap-tite brand, what would that future hold?
Well, basically, what we will do is we're going to transform from a hose manufacturer to a innovation solutions company. And we were talking a little bit earlier about understanding the anatomy of fire. We're really focused on bringing meaningful innovation, and we see a lot of opportunities for us to continue to innovate, continue to educate, and most importantly, making the right decisions, for the firefighters, and keeping people safe is a top priority of ours.
Over the course of us talking, we've often talked about the manufacturing process.
Yes.
at Snap-tite. Talk a little bit about that and how that too kind of sets you apart.
Yes, well, one thing, our manufacturing quality process has been certified by ISO 9001, which sets us apart to begin with. And it doesn't just mean our process of manufacturing is certified, also what we do to make sure that all our raw materials have been tested. Mm-hmm. So throughout the entire value chain, the entire manufacturing process, we go through multiple quality checks. So when we put our couplings on that hose, we test every hose, we make sure that what's put in the box is the best possible product. And I welcome any of our competitors to do the same, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to quality. Mm-hmm. and making sure people are safe.
You mentioned that testing. Talk about the importance of the hose testing that's done before it leaves the factory.
Yes, well, we have the NFPA standard that we test to, but it's also those other testing protocols that we have. For example, anytime we have raw material, it's quarantined. We make sure that we test it. Also, if raw material sits on the shelf for a couple weeks, we're going to test it. We make sure that every certification we receive from a supplier is also tested. So we basically don't fall on, here's the certification. We go through the entire process. And again, at any time that there would be a challenge, our factory workers have the ability to stop production to make sure that we're addressing an issue. And I love that, because I encourage open communication.
As we said, we are at FDIC right now. What can attendees expect to see from Snap-tite at FDIC this year?
Well, one, we'd like you all to stop at our booth, 5066. You'll find that we have a completely new experience. Mm-hmm. So everything that we've done to build the manufacturing capabilities brick by brick now is reflected in everything we do from a marketing perspective. I'm very pleased and happy and proud of our marketing team. Also, what you'll notice are the investments that we made in our sales people. We've hired 7 new salespeople. We're going to hire more. You see a completely different approach to this industry, but there's a lot of enthusiasm. And most importantly, it's all about being professional and also delivering content that's important to firefighters in the industry.
How about outside?
Outside.
More and more we're seeing companies, you're not only walking the floor anymore to see a company, we're also getting you outside, and you're doing some things there.
Well, outside's the best part, because we make hose, we put it in a box, but to actually see it flowing is amazing. And we've done a great job elevating our live burn, so you can see the Warrior. The Warrior is the only Type 1 UL hose that's has the highest heat resistance. So again, that's some innovation. And we are going to be launching a new product, our Supreme 2. So I welcome everyone to go outside and go into the flow zone. This particular product, again, was developed with the understanding of the challenges that firemen face on a day in and day out basis. So I'm happy that this product is coming out, and it's something new. And of course, it's my first innovative product that I brought to market. So it's kind of like my baby. So, but what it does for us is, my background has been manufacturing and innovation. We've been able to really reduce the amount of time it takes us to bring new product to market. But the only product we're going to bring to the market is product that is meaningful.
Okay. a lot. We've done a number of things this week, and often technology. It's based around technology, and what I've talked about is how firefighters, they have to see it. It's got to be tangible. Especially with technology, you have to be able to see how it works, or else it's just this kind of aloof sort of theory thing. But it's also critically important to see things like the Warrior in person and see, an example of the heat resistance and stuff like that you have outside.
Yes, no, we're excited, and there's a lot of interest around that. And of course, there's a lot of interest around Snap-tite, and that's what I'm really excited about. Last year was a little more challenging, but really turning the company around in a short period of time. It took a lot of great people working very, very hard. And what I'm excited about is we have spent a lot of time and effort hiring new people. And what we're doing is we're focusing on working for Snap-tite. It's a career, it's not a job. And what we found is it's important to upskill. So working with people on the floor, giving them the skills to do their jobs better. And then of course, figuring out how we integrate AI, because that's also important. So yeah, I mean, this is an amazing category, and there's always something exciting to work on. And the industry is fantastic. The people are just salt of the earth people, which I really love.
He brought up AI. I'm not looking to throw you a curveball on that, but just curious, have you started to employ that yet in the processes, or no, or is that just something you're starting to look into? Because a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah, no, there's certain things that we have deployed, AI, but also from a manufacturing process, really applying lean principles. Six Sigma principles. We've been doing a lot of upskilling as it relates to process improvement, and also finding ways that AI will help us integrate that faster, but also where we see AI as an opportunity to really bring new innovation to the market quicker.
Okay. Now, either here for the audience that's watching this, or for anyone who walks away from your booth today, if there was one thing you want them to walk away with regarding Snap-tite, what would that be?
Well, can I give you two?
Sure.
Okay. Well, the first one is our availability. I mean, we're shipping product within 28 days. That's best in class. And I'm proud to say the 28 days that you have today will be the same 28 days we will have when we meet again next year. So that's really exciting. The booth is amazing. So I welcome everyone to come to the booth, 5066. And again, have an opportunity to go outside and take a look at that new Supreme 2. It's an amazing hose. I'm so excited about that. And we've had it field tested, and every firefighter came back to say, wow, this is an amazing hose.
For those who cannot be here this week, why they wouldn't be here, we still don't know. But for those who can't be here this week, how can they find out more about Snap-tite?
Well, they can visit our brand new website, because we just launched our website. That would be www.snaptitehose.com. I got a nod, so I think I did it properly. That's a great place to start, and we've been putting a lot of tools, into our website to make things easier. Product selection tools, CGI, hose color, imagery, so a lot of fun stuff from that perspective. And we're also, you'll start to see more on an educational piece, where we're going to be working, with Bobby Eckert, also with David Quick, on different types of training videos, which is important to educate, because our platform is education. We don't get caught up in the gimmicks of selling a hose. We want to educate people to buy the best hose possible for the application that's needed.
Okay, perfect. Well, Jim, thank you again for sitting down with me today. Again, this has been live at FDIC. If you need to, if you want to catch up on some of the other podcasts we've done this week, you can always go to the FDIC International YouTube page. They've all been archived there after they've been streamed. Again, we want to thank Firehouse Subs for sponsoring our podcast studio here. So, on behalf of FDIC, this has been Chris McClune. Have a good one and stay safe.